Alright guys, today we are going to be doing lesson 2, session 3. We're going to be using place value strategies to add 3-digit numbers. As usual, they're going to want you to be able to do it in many different ways. So here are the ways that we're going to be doing it, and I really expect you to do it along with me. Please pause the video when it's time to pause so that we can check our answers together. Alright, so expanded form means we're just going to take the numbers and we're going to expand them into their place values. So, for instance, in this first question, it's 225. We're going to take 225 and expand it into its 200 plus 20 plus 5 is 225, and then we're going to do the same thing with 229. We're going to expand it into 200, it's 20, and it's 9. And then we're going to add these place values together. So you're always going to start in your ones position in case you have to regroup. It's the magic word. 9 plus 5. Do we need to regroup that? Let's see. Well, what's 9 plus 5? I know 10 plus 5 is 15, so 9 plus 5 must be 14. Am I going to shove 14 in the ones position? I'm going to take the 4 and put it here, but I'm going to take that 10 that's part of 14 and put it over here in the tens position. So, how many tens do we have now? We had 2 tens plus 2 more tens, which was 4 tens, and then 1 more 10 is going to be 5 tens, which is 50. Now we move over to our hundreds. I've got 200 plus 200 more is 400s. So when you put that all together, that's 454. That is our expanded form. Okay, now we're going to move over and do place value. We're going to stack up the numbers the old-fashioned way. Go ahead and pause the video here if you need to stack. Alright, you should have 225 stacked on top of 229. Alright, as usual, we are going to start in the ones position because we might have to we're going to start in the ones position. Alright, we have 9 ones and 5 more ones. We did this in the last problem. I know 10 plus 5 is 15, so 9 plus 5 must be 1 less, which is 14. So we're just going to go ahead and write down the 14 ones. Now we're going to go add up our tens. Go ahead and pause the video if you need to finish up the ones. Alright, we should be over into our tens position. We had 2 tens plus 2 more tens is 4 tens, which is 40. Then we're going to move over to our hundreds position. We had 200 plus 2 more 100 is 400s. Go ahead and write that down. Pause the video if you need to. We're going to add them up. We're going to start in our ones as usual. 4 plus nothing is 4. 4 tens plus 1 more 10 is 5 tens. And 400s plus no more hundreds is 454. Did the answers match? Yes. Alright, we're going to go on to our last one, which is the standard algorithm. This is the one your moms and dads were taught, and we're going to teach you that one too. And eventually that's going to be the one that you are solely going to go to. But for now we need to be able to see adding in many different ways. So we're going to stack up the numbers. Pause the video if you need to. And as usual, we're going to start in the ones position, because if we have to regroup a 10 into the tens position, we want to make sure we start in the ones. So, as we said before, 9 plus 5 was 14. Am I just going to write 14 all in the ones position? No, I'm going to write the ones in the ones position, but I'm going to regroup the tens over to the 10 position. So now how many tens do we have? We have 2 tens plus 2 more tens, which is 4 tens, plus 1 more is 5 tens. Then we're going to move over to the hundreds position. How many hundreds do we have? 200 plus 200 is 400s. Do the answers match? Yes. Okay. I'm going to pause the video. All right, I'm going to have you flip over to page 39. The questions that we just skipped, you can read them over. It's a lot of reading, and I just want to give you extra practice at this point at home. So if you want to go back and read, you can. It's just going over the things we just talked about. So, all right, we're going to go down to number 5. It says use the grid to find 158 plus 363. Add by place value and show the sum in one row. Explain your work. Okay, so when they say one row, I think what they're essentially saying, use the standard algorithm. So as usual, we're going to start in the ones position. And we have 8 plus 3. Go ahead and pause the video if you need to and add that up. All right, you should have done 8 plus 3. So you're going to say the bigger number, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 is 10 plus 1 more. So I'm going to write the 1, and I'm going to carry or regroup the 10 into the tens position. Now we're going to go add up those tens, pause the video and add them up, and then we'll come back and see if we agreed. All right, you should have seen 6 plus 5 plus 1. Now I see that 5 plus 1 is 6. And I know from second grade that 6 plus 6 is 12. 12 tens. When I have 12 tens, do I shove them all in the tens position? No, I leave 2 of those tens here, but I take 10 of those tens and turn them into 100 because 10 tens is 100. So regroup it over into the hundreds position. And then we're going to add them up. We have 3 hundreds plus 100 plus another 100. It's going to be 521. Okay. All right. We are going to now flip your paper over to page 40. And we are just going to keep practicing. Number 7 says use what you learn to solve problems. So you can use the standard algorithm, the expanded form algorithm, or place value. There's not a whole lot of room, so I'm going to actually use expanded on this one. And I'm going to take 245 and go ahead and turn it into 200 plus 40 plus 5. Go ahead and pause the video if you need to write that down. All right, we're going to take 114, turn it into 100 plus 110 plus 4. Go ahead and pause the video if you need a minute to do that. All right, we're going to expand 328 into 300 plus 20 plus 8. Go ahead and pause the video if you need more time. All right, we're going to start in the ones position. Got a lot of numbers here, but we don't have to freak out. I would find the easiest facts you can do first. I would rather do 5 plus 4 because I know that's 9. And then 9 plus 8. Well, I know 10 plus 8 is 18. And so 9 plus 8 must be one less, which is 17. So you could write 17 here, but 17 is just 10 and 7 more. So I'm just going to write the 7 and carry or regroup the 10 over to the tens position. All right. Go ahead and work on pause the video. You're going to pause the video, work on the tens position, and then unpause to check your work. All right. So if you've unpaused, I see 40 plus 10. I know that's 50. And I've got another 10, that's 60, and 2 more is 70, 80. So I'm going to write 80 down. I didn't have to regroup, so that's nice. And let's go over to the hundreds. See how many hundreds you have there. Pause the video, then come back and see if we agree. All right, I have 3 hundreds, and then I see 200 plus 100. I know that's 300 too, so that would be 600. And then you can just put these together. So this number all together would be 6 in the hundreds position, 8 in the tens position, and 7 in the ones position. Okay. All right, we're going to move down to number 8. It says the third grade students collect 507 cans for Lake Park food drive. So they collect 507. The fourth graders, so that was the third graders. The fourth graders collect 435 cans. How many cans did they collect in all? So what is this question about? Looks like it's about 2 different grades collecting food, and we want to put them all together in one big pile and figure out how much we've donated. So you can use any strategy you want, and go ahead and add them together and come back and see if your work agreed with mine. Pause the video, please. All right, I chose to do the place value strategy on this one. Let's just see if our answers match. You didn't have to do place value if you didn't want to, but I started in the ones position, and I saw 5 plus 7. I know 5 plus 5 is 10, so 5 plus 7 must be 2 more, which is 12. Then I added the tens position, and all I had was 3 tens, which is 30. Then I added my hundreds, which was 5 plus 4. Now I know 5 plus 5 is 10, so 5 plus 4 must be 900. And then let's just add them up. Hopefully we have the same answer. I should have a label though. 942 cans. All right. Okay, let's go ahead. Number 9. You can use any strategy you want. So go ahead and solve and then see if we have the same answer. If not, if we don't have the same answer, do a different strategy. All right, I did the expanded form strategy on this one. I'm going to start in my ones position. 8 plus 4 is 12 ones. I'm going to write instead of writing 12 in the ones position, I'm going to go ahead and take this 10 and from the 12 and move it over into the tens position. All right, now I'm going to add my tens. I see 80 plus 10 is 90. And then I'm going to count on 90. I'm going to count 5 more tens. So 100, 110, 120, 130, 140. So instead of writing 140 here, I'm just going to write the 40. And I'm going to regroup that 100 over to the hundreds position. And now I'm going to add my hundreds. 200 plus 200 plus 1 more 100 is 500. So this number would be 542. If you got it wrong, see if you can go back and do it with me. All right, let's go ahead and go to page 41. I'm going to go down to number 1 where it says fill in the blanks to add. It looks like they're wanting you to use place value here. So in the ones position, it says 4 plus 3 is just 7 ones. Then we're going to move over and do the tens. I've got 5 tens plus 2 more tens. They just want you to tell them what 7 tens is. It's 70. Move to the hundreds position. You've got 2 hundreds plus 1 more hundreds. That's 300. So you just write it as 300. Hopefully I didn't go too fast on there. Please pause and rewind as much as you need to. I'll try to slow down on number 2. All right, number 2, it said fill in the blanks. So where do we start? We always start in the ones position. It says 9 plus 1. Go ahead and fill that in. Yeah, you're right. 9 plus 0 is, or I'm sorry, it said 9 plus 0. 9 plus 0 is 9. All right, then they move to the tens position. And I see 5 plus 6. Now I know 6 plus 6, if 6 plus 6 is 12, then 6 plus 5 must be 1 less, which is 11. And they wrote down the 1 in 11. Where did this 11 tens is 110. Where did they put those 10 tens? They should have put it over here into the hundreds position because 10 tens is 100. So then move over to the hundreds position and let's go add them up. 4 plus 2 more is 6 plus 1 more is 700. So it would be 719. All right, let's go flip it over, and there it looks like they're doing the same thing here. So I'm going to pause it, see how you solve it, and check back and see if we match. All right, so I started in the ones, and I figured out 8 plus 6. I did